Hi, everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Anita from KETOGENICWOMAN.com, and today I have a special guest that I want to introduce to you all, and we are going to talk about her journey through losing over 100 pounds. So let's bring Martha on the screen right now. Hi, Martha. Thank you so much for coming today.
Hi.
So I want to
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you are welcome. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Martha is a member of my Facebook group and follows me, I guess, on YouTube. And she's going to tell us about her story in just a moment. Recently, Martha appeared in Woman's World magazine. This is the December 4th, 2023 edition for any of you who want to go online and see if you can get it. Now, with Martha, I kind of knew her from being in my group, and she's in my private YouTube group and all that. But I read things in here that I didn't know about Martha, and then I knew I had to talk to you because you have a deeper story than I imagined, as probably many of us do. So I'm going to let you give your story in a nutshell in your own words, and then I have some questions that I will throw at you. So go ahead, Martha.
Okay. Well, my story is probably a lot like a lot of people's stories: the yo-yo, weight loss, the Atkins, the low fat, and just probably over 20, 25, 30 years, up and down, 50 pounds up, 50 pounds down. And I was kind of at a good, not a great place, but a good place. And 2018, I got into a really bad car accident and broke my neck. Crushed some vertebrae in my spine. I'm actually 2 inches shorter than I was before my accident.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And I was in the hospital for a couple weeks, and I put on a lot of weight after that. I was lower because of the accident, but then after the accident, when I couldn't really do anything and I didn't feel well, I had a lot of inflammation, and that's when I really ballooned up to my top weight, which was 248. And that I was bouncing off the doorways. It's like my body knew I was thinner inside, but my body was big and I just couldn't maneuver around properly. My balance wasn't good. And so finally I knew what I needed to do. And I needed to make it a lifestyle that I hadn't done before. And that was the difference. Mm-hmm. And so here I am. And it's been a journey. I mean, I started out as dirty as you could be keto, and I didn't know anything. And, eating lots of dairy, and I didn't understand why I wasn't feeling well. And anyway, that's a lot of talking from me right there.
It is a journey, and I think a lot of us can relate to your story because of that, because I feel exactly the same way. When I started, all I knew was that I had to cut the carbs. I had no idea what things were going to affect me, and I didn't know about seed oils. I didn't know about dairy either. I mean, the more dairy, the better, I thought, So I think a lot of people can relate to kind of starting, you have to start somewhere, and just starting is key. So I know your accident, you did, because of that, you did put on a lot of weight, but you struggled with your weight off and on. It sounds like even before that. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Yep. For years.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you
But
ever...
I knew inside I wasn't supposed to be that way.
Yeah. I think all of us have that feeling of, just we're somebody else inside just waiting to bust out, It's the how of it that can elude us sometimes. But did you ever in your wildest dreams think that at I mean, I'm 65. I know you're in your 60s. I don't know where exactly. We're similar in age. Did you ever think at this age, you're 63, that you would be so healthy, like healthier than you have been, in past decades? No?
No, that's a huge deal. Getting in touch with my body and what I can eat, what I should eat, what I shouldn't eat, and how it affects me has been. I've heard it. I've always heard that people do that, and I'm like, how do you get in touch with your body?
Yeah.
But you listen, and now I can't eat pork, I can't eat dairy. And I'm all the happier for it. I feel like I have more energy, and I do still have bad days because I have some neurological issues in my neck.
Mm-hmm.
I did go to a neurologist, but he didn't even touch me. He was just like, "Oh, this is just how you are. This is the rest of your life." So I used to have bad a week or 2 weeks of dizziness, headaches, nausea. But now with a reduced inflammation and eating healthier, I have bad days, maybe 1 or 2. And I know it's not going to be a week or 2 weeks, which, I mean, that's amazing to me. And on those bad days, as bad as it, how should I put it, as annoying as it can be, I'm thankful because I could just not be here right now.
Yeah.
It reminds me of my accident and where I've come from. So at least my bad days, I'm like, I know they're going to end, and I'm just glad to be here. I have a brother that's a doctor, and when I did get in, he said, you have no idea how close you came to dying.
Wow.
In your accident with breaking my C2 vertebrae. That he said 1 millimeter, he said it could have just cut off your breathing and you just would have been gone. So,
oh my goodness,
I'm a very happy, thankful person that I can walk, talk, and be here. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so I mean, aside from the fact that your brother is a doctor, doctors can be so annoying because to say something like that, this is just going to be your life now. When I was 39, I had a doctor tell me that I would never be able to lose weight once I got into my 40s. And I carried that with me. I carried that with me for why bother? I'm never going to be able to lose weight. I'm 50 now. I'm never going to be able to lose weight. I'm 55. I mean, I kind of wish that they would be a little more, because back then, they were the all authority to me. If a doctor said something, it had to be true. And I no longer believe that, and have proved to myself that that's not always the case. I mean, you and I both have lost a significant amount of weight, late 50s, early 60s. So prove them wrong.
Absolutely.
You talked about your balance and that kind of thing. I circled a little piece in this story in Woman's World because the exact same thing happened to me. You said you often misjudged your own size, kept walking into things, and you even tripped and broke your toe. I did exactly the same thing when I was at my highest weight.
Oh my God.
And I was 8 months pregnant at the time, and I did exactly. I couldn't. So I had the weight going this way as well as that way, and I couldn't tell where I should walk sometimes, and I broke my toe. And I tell you, breaking a toe is like. I know it doesn't compare to your neck and those other things, but that was one of the worst things ever. So I kind of felt a little bit of, I could really relate to that. But it made me think of this woman that I saw when I was grocery shopping one day, because I had to wear, in the middle of February, because that's when my son was born, I had to wear flip-flops because I could not fit my feet into proper shoes. My feet and ankles were so big. And I saw a woman in the grocery store wearing flip-flops on a cold, wet day. And I know most people, she was very obese. And my heart just broke for her because I know most people would look at her and say, why is she wearing flip-flops in the middle of winter? And I'm like, I know why she's doing it. It's because, you know, her feet can't fit into normal shoes. And it breaks my heart when I see that out there. You know, it's, I don't know why I said that, but that, that really affected me seeing her. Now though, since your accident and, you know, losing this weight, you also do some movement and exercise. I heard you mention this the other day. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do and what your favorite things are?
I do Pilates, wall Pilates, and I use an app because I can do it in my bedroom. Or if I go on vacation, I can take it with me. It starts out really simple, which was nice because when I first started, I couldn't even sit like cross-legged, sit on the floor and sit there. I was falling over because I hadn't done exercises for years because of my accident. And that was nice to do this because it was so slow to start. And somebody was mentioning about going to a gym. And, you know, if I waited till I went to a gym, I probably would never do it because I just don't get out that much. I'm still kind of nervous about COVID, and I live with my mom and she's 93. So I can't catch anything and give it to her. So I'm a little paranoid about going out. So I do go out in my yard and, you know, we go shopping and things, but anyway, I like the wall Pilates. And I have a yoga, app also. And I like the apps because it's mine to do when I want to do it and how I want to do it. And I like to do it in the evening. And so I can do it whenever I want. And I like the ease of it, the easing into it.
Yeah, there's so many good options, apps, YouTube videos. You know, there are things that you can do even if you're chair bound or cannot get out. I thank you for sharing that. So I'd like to find out what you really eat in a day, because the magazine article made it sound like you live on cookies and coffee, and I know that's not true. I know that's not true.
Lazy lady lunch. What the heck is that?
So tell us about what's a typical day look like for Martha?
Well, a lot of times for breakfast, I used to eat eggs and bacon, and I did not feel well after I had it. So I started doing the Equip protein shake, and I was doing it with whey. I did half whey protein and half Equip. And then my body said, no, no more whey. So no whey with the whey. So I got rid of that. And now I just do Equip, and I flavor it with all different flavors. I can do chocolate peppermint, or I can do the gingerbread. I have a wonderful maple. I do like a maple flavor. And in season, I might add a few berries, but only if they're in season. So that's what I do for breakfast. I feel good. I don't have any nausea after I have it. So that's what I have for breakfast.
Oh, nice.
And one of my favorite lunches is your Carnivore bread, and then I slice it up into the little toasty rounds.
Oh, yes.
With some like liverwurst or Braunschweiger and a little mustard on there.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite lunches.
Nice.
But
that's
and
kind
I don't like to eat too much for lunch.
Wait, Martha,
just a light lunch.
That's a German lunch. Do you have some German heritage?
Yes. 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 My mom's maiden name is Wagner.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah. I grew up eating a lot of German food.
Okay.
Yeah. I love it.
That's funny.
And then for dinner, we'll have a protein. And, I have my Traeger grill, so I do a lot on that. We do steaks or chicken. And my son is keto. I'm very keto leaning carnivore, and my mom is neither. So I have my cooking has to apply to 3 different people. So I have a nice big protein, and then we'll have, mom will have sweet potato or something, and my son will have a salad and a vegetable.
Nice.
So
nice.
That's what we do. And then after supper, I usually have an herbal tea to round out my day. And then I'll go in and brush my teeth so that I won't eat anything else.
There you go. a tip from back in the day. So you were the one that actually turned me on to the Equip protein, and so now I have some as well, and I'm experimenting with it. But I wanted to ask you how important is protein? Do you prioritize protein as far as what you're eating in a day?
Yeah.
So you feel that that's like you pay more attention to protein than fat?
I use my Carb Manager, which I probably would have used Chronometer if I'd known about it earlier, but I know Carb Manager, so that's what I do. And that helps me a lot to monitor how much protein I'm getting and fat. And in my journey, I started out with a very high fat.
Yeah.
And the first person that I learned about was Maria Emmerich before you. And so I really got into the PMSF.
Yeah.
And
protein sparing modified.
I do a lot of my baking is still PMSF.
Okay.
Protein sparing modified fast. Yeah. That helped me because I had already lost a lot of weight, and that helped me kind of get to the end. For me, I know everybody's different.
Yes.
But it helped me to get around the corner to where I wanted to be weight wise, which I never in a million years thought I'd be here ever. Because I kept lowering my goal weight. It was 178, and then it was 168, 158, 148, and now I'm hovering right around 144, which I still can't believe it. I look down at that scale. I cannot believe it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, yes, protein is the key. I think we need it. We need it at our age.
I agree with you. I think I spent quite a bit of time messing around with not quite enough protein. So I'm happy to be getting enough now. I wanted to just bring out this picture of you. Yeah. I don't know if people can see it, but I'll probably put a picture of it. You are wearing a sweater tucked into jeans with a belt. That's my dream. It's
yes, that was a big deal.
You look amazing in that picture. So
not to keep covering up. Thank you. I know the cover up and to pull out the shirt. Yep.
Yeah. Well, I have. I've had 4 kids and I've got a lot of loose skin, so I still do a lot of the shirt cover up, and I'm not at my goal weight yet, but certainly, working towards that. I mean, I think I've lost what you weigh. So it's a journey, for many people, right?
Yeah. It is.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you about any favorite tips or strategies that because it takes quite a while to lose that amount of weight. And did you have any stalls on the way? How did you navigate that without throwing in the towel?
I hate to say this, and I was actually just talking to my mother about this. I really didn't, and I'm feel very blessed because of that. Because I said, that's what I was saying. How do you deal with that? How do you keep going if you're at a 3-month or 4-month stall? Other than the fact that you're doing well for your body, that you're healing things that you might have endocrine issues, you might have rheumatoid arthritis, or, you might have all kinds of things in your body that your body's trying to heal from. And that's the main goal when you're in a stall. But I really didn't I really feel blessed, and I'm so sorry that but I just didn't. I kept going and going, and I would go off it. Beer was my big thing. I'm not a huge drinker. I used to drink quite a bit in my younger days, but beer is one thing that I really miss, being a German. So I would have a beer now and then. I would never eat wheat, though. I would never eat sugar, but I would kind of have that was my big cheat thing. And then it seemed like after I did that, when I went right back the next day or next few days and was really strict, that I would actually lose some more weight. And I can't remember who it was. I read somewhere that one woman said that after she had a big steak dinner and just really had a lot of steak, that the next few days she would actually lose weight. And I said, well, I'm going to try that too. So that worked for me too, is just the really high protein for a few days. And then I would lose some weight. And that was why I would buy clothes, because I would buy them and within a couple of months I couldn't wear them. And then I would just go in and trade them in because I was just so steadily losing. It was amazing.
Nice problem to have. No,
I didn't have the big stalls.
Not everybody does, but it's still a long journey. Like to lose 100 pounds, it still takes a long time, and to have that patience.
It does.
See it through. Yeah. So that's amazing. Now you, in the article, it talks about your sister, who I have also spoken to, because she's part of the group, and her husband, I guess. So they were kind of instrumental.
Yeah. Actually, it's my brother. Her husband is my brother, Mark, and Sally is
Okay. I got that the wrong way, but still, she's in your family. She's part of your family.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. No problem. She is my sister. She is. My brother is a type 1 diabetic, and he became diabetic in his 40s, which nobody in our family has ever had that before. And that's what started their journey of trying to be healthy. And, they did the paleo and I watched them go through all these things, and I was, and they would instruct me in what they were eating. And, I'm like, yeah, that's a really great idea. But I never followed through with it. But, when I got to that point, I knew that I had them in my corner and that I could call them and talk to and help. They would help me get through this. And Sally's the one that introduced me to you. She told me about you and the dogs and how cute it was. And so that's how I started watching you when I was visiting her in Tennessee. And I just loved how natural you were and easy you were. And because believe me, I've been looking, I love YouTube, and I like to look at a lot of different people. And, I don't relate to a lot of what I see out there, but I relate to you.
Thank you.
And your Facebook group too, which is awesome. It's a safe place for women to be and to be open and honest. And it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. That was always my goal.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. That was always my goal, to have a safe place, because that's hard to find. And so that brings me to tribes, or, that kind of thing. Like, that's important. How important has it been to you to have people that you can talk to about this?
Tremendously. Because I don't have friends that are keto, or other than Mark and Sally, and my other family members aren't into this way of eating at all. And that's fine for them, and I have no problem with that. But when you have somebody that can relate to what you're going through, or you can share ideas, you can share recipes, and wow, I never thought of that, and I never thought of adding this or that. And the carnivore noodles, what a game changer. I went for a year and a half with absolutely no bread or any vehicle. It was just meat, vegetables. And when I discovered your breads and the noodles, and it was like, it is a game changer because you feel guilty. You feel guilty about eating those things at first. It's like, I can't be enjoying this pasta here. But so that's my whole thing about the tribe is what everybody can bring to each other's lives, and to be able to talk about issues, and and it's not even just food. We can talk about anything on there, which is a great thing.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of us have been through a lot in our lives.
We have. I mean, especially, and I know in the group, there's a lot of women in there that are our age and older, and we have a lot of wisdom to share with each other, and that's what I appreciate about it the most, I think. Let's talk about present day Martha meeting up with past Martha. Imagine you are meeting up with yourself in the past. What would you say to somebody who is at the beginning of their journey or has not even started their journey? What advice would you give them?
I would say to be gentle with yourself and take time to learn who you are and what your needs are for you, because you're going to get a barrage of opinions. I remember my head just swimming about, how is this working? How is, Anita doing her thing, and other people, other influencers doing their thing, and everybody's losing weight. And my head was just like, how is this working? And that's when I was realized that it works for you personally, and you have to take the time to find out what works for you, because we're all different. We all have a different chemistry. Our lineage is all different. And then the things that we've been through in our lives, we're all different. And just take time and learn and really study. Learn how many carbs are in different foods. Get yourself a nice little list of foods that you like, and just stick to that for a while. And it makes it easy, because you can eat whatever. If you're doing keto, you can eat cauliflower and mushrooms and green onions and jalapenos and a protein, and just make it easy. Stick to that. And then when your body starts healing and you get to a certain place, you can start, maybe you want to go carnivore. So you're going to get rid of the vegetables and just focus on the protein, but take your time and do what's good for you, not what everybody else is doing.
And that can be very difficult, to not jump from one idea to the next. I mean, sometimes I get caught up in that, and I think it's important to stick with what is working. If everything is working and you are feeling good, you're happy, you're getting some results, don't change anything, keep going with that. There's not always a reason to change. I mean, it's not worth it to make a change to something that's working just for the sake of maybe losing a pound faster. Your mental health and your joy also has to be taken into account, and what works for your body is not necessarily going to work for Martha or Joan or Judy or anybody else. So I think that's really good advice, to listen to yourself and your body and what works for you. I want to read the last. This is almost in it is the last paragraph, actually. I circled it because it jumped out at me as well. You don't have to be perfect to make progress. Just head where you want to go. I think you'll be surprised about how far that can take you. I love that. I love that. I mean, you mentioned at the beginning of our chat here that you just cut carbs. You went in dirty, low carb, keto, and I was the same way. And I'm so glad that I wasn't too involved in social media back then when I first went low carb, because I would have been told about all the things I was doing wrong. And so, I mean, there's keto police out there, there's carnivore police out there. But I think, we need to meet people where they are in their journey. If it's your first day of low carb or keto, you can only absorb so much information, you know. You lowered your carbs today. Mm-hmm. Yay. What a wonderful place to start.
Yeah.
Right? Like, who cares about all the other stuff?
Yeah. Awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love that part of your story, Martha, that you just, you took one step at a time towards a place where you wanted to be. And those steps can change.
Mm-hmm.
So, Martha, do you...
You got to take it easy.
Yeah, take it easy. Do you have anything, because we're almost at the end here, so do you have anything that you would like to share in closing thoughts, to people out there?
I mean, just recapping what we were talking about, community is a wonderful thing. And if you are just starting out, to surround yourself with positive people that are going to help you along, and don't beat yourself up if you fall down. You just get back up, and tomorrow's another day. There's always tomorrow.
Yeah.
Somebody said, just don't make the tomorrow a week long, right? Don't fall. Don't beat yourself up and think you don't deserve it. You deserve this to feel better. You deserve to if you want to lose weight, you deserve that too. But you deserve to feel good in this life.
Yeah. I mean, here we are in our 60s. And who would have thought that we would feel so good and young and vital at this age? I can just see it in your face and the way you carry yourself, that I think I've referred to you before as sassy, and that's how you appear to me. You know, you appear to me someone full of life, and you know, to be there at our age, I think is a wonderful, amazing thing. I am so glad that you came on my channel today, Martha, because you're one of those people that you brighten my life by being in it, and you really do, and so I'm so happy that you're part of my tribe, and I appreciate that because you're not a YouTube influencer. You're not someone who's used to being on camera and having interviews, but you heeded my call to come and tell people your story, and I think people need to know it's not just people on YouTube who are successful. It's everyday people like Martha who just are people like us, like we're people like you, and I think it's really I think it's important for people to know that their friends and neighbors can do this along with us. I want to really thank you for that.
Thank you. One more thought that just popped into my head. I said to someone the other day who was our age, and I said, right now we are at a Y in the road. Mm-hmm. And for the rest of our lives, we can choose the healthy track, or we can choose to keep doing what we're doing and end up like a lot of people we see, taking these all kinds of medications and being overweight and not being able to move. Or we can take this other route, and it leads to a wonderful older age for us, and feeling great instead of being on the couch and whining about how I don't feel good all the time. Yeah. So that was just another thought I had that I shared with somebody the other day.
That's a powerful thought, because we have that choice, and there might be someone out there who, is going, well, what's the point? I'm a senior now. It's too late. It is not. It is never too late. I mean, there are people that contact me who are in their 70s and 80s who are following this lifestyle. They're exercising. They're getting out there. They're feeling good. And, just look at Martha and be inspired. I mean, you are one of those people that inspires me, when I see your posts in the group. So, yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too. So thanks, Martha, for joining me today. It is so much appreciated. And, let's wish everybody a Merry Christmas and happy seasonal greetings, all that. You don't have to wait till January 1st to start something new, but I understand that because I've done that many times before. But just get started. Just start with the first step, no matter how small that baby step is. Just go for it and know that there's people here to help you along the way. So thank you so much, Martha, for joining me today.
Or fine. If you say something and then just go, okay. No, don't use that. Yeah, don't use. Yeah, don't. Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, but you do that in your videos and you use it anyway.